Hey writers, it's the most frustrating thing in the world when you come up with this great idea and you don't know how to put it on paper into something that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And that's what we're talking about today. So, in the first act, you need to establish your characters. You need to establish what your character's flaw is. And the most important thing before you do any of that is to establish what is normal in the universe. What do I mean by that? So if a character wakes up in the morning and his dog runs up to him and he says, "Hey, John, come on, man, finally you're awake, man, you need to take me for a walk." And John responds by saying, "Come on, Rufus, just give me a minute, let me get myself together." That lets us know that the dog talking is normal. This is introducing a character, the talking dog, and that is normal in this universe. Now, if he wakes up in the morning, wipes the sand out of his eyes, and the dog's like, "Hey man, finally you're awake, take me for a walk," and he's like, "Did you just talk to me?" Then we know that that's the inciting incident because it's a surprise. It's something new to the character. An earthquake, a bomb, your dog talks for the first time, whatever it is, that's when we know that this is something new and this is sending him on a journey. The lie the character believes, that's a very important flaw. The lie the character believes is really going to be the first element in the character arc. Something that they believe about themselves or about the world, but it has to be something that is holding them back, keeping them in their normal, unfulfilled world. They're unfulfilled, and the reason why is because they believe in something that is not true, and it holds them back. So that's very important. Then you go into the inciting incident. This is something that directly pulls the character into a world or into a journey that challenges their beliefs. Okay, the midpoint turn, midpoint twist, that is also found in the Dan Harmon circle. And this is super important because this is the middle landmark for the character, right? So if he was a coward in the beginning of the movie, then he's gonna be brave after this segment, right? This is where he starts to come into his new self. So the midpoint is where his behavior flips. So if they were reactive in the beginning, if the protagonist was reactive for the first half, ever since the inciting incident, this is where they become proactive. Goes into take. Now take is where they hit rock bottom. All is lost is another term that they use for this point. This part you have to be very mean to them. Don't be just like, somebody just trips and falls and skins his knee. This is the part where people feel like there's nothing, they're doomed, they're gone. We watch too many movies. The movies always have a happy ending. This one does not. This is real life, and they're not going to get out of this alive, or their situation has failed. Their story is over. They lost. Is how badly they're supposed to feel. At this moment of being so broken down, they realize that at that moment, usually it's a mentor that says it to them, a sidekick that brings it up to them, or they have a memory of a smart person that said it, that this is where they're at a low, and they remember words of wisdom that trumps their belief, their false belief. They remember that thing earlier, the lie that they believe. This is where they conquer that. They find a new outlook, they re-strategize, they pull themselves together, and they go out into Act 3, where they go into the big showdown, they defeat the monster or the antagonist or whatever, and then they return to their normal state, having changed. They are different people now, and as a result of being different people, in their core problems that they had in the beginning of the story are now resolved. We all kind of are in that habit of coming up with an idea, we want to write it, and then we write it, and it's just like, it just doesn't come out the way that we want it to look, and then, you start feeling disappointed, you start feeling like I'm a crappy writer, and then a lot of people fizzle out, they don't finish their ideas because things are not turning out the way that we want it to turn out. If we can always pinpoint what exactly is wrong, then we become so intelligent. Our IQ, our storytelling IQ is so high that we can observe and find the problems in our own screenplays and start making better decisions. So, that's all I have for you guys today. Peace.